Hello. The 29th of September is the feast of the Archangels, namely St. Michael, St. Gabriel and St. Raphael. But what is an archangel, or what is an angel? We see them in the windows of the church. They usually, basically look like people with wings. But what is an angel? I was reading an interesting article the other day, and it was saying that there is more to the created order than things that we can experience with our senses, things that we can see, hear, touch, smell. And angels belong to this realm. They are purely spiritual beings, and generally, obviously, can't be seen. They have intellect, they're intelligent, they have will, they can reject God just like we can. And obviously we've heard the story of Satan, the fallen angel, rejecting God. The word angel derives from the Greek angelos, which is a translation of the Hebrew word malak, which means messenger. Whenever I start thinking about these kind of questions, what is and what ifs and what are's, my first point of call is usually the Catechism of the Catholic Church. It's quite a good, it's a good resource. And I found two sections in the Catechism. There's CCC 329, and it says in that St. Augustine says, angel is the name of their office, not their nature. If you seek the name of their nature, it's spirit. If you seek the name of their office, it's angel. From what they are, spirit. From what they do, angel. With their whole beings, the angels are servants and messengers of God. Then further on in CCC 330, it says, angels, as purely spiritual creatures, angels have intellect and will. They are personal and immortal creatures, surpassing in perfection all visible creatures, as the splendor of their glory bears witness. So they're quite impressive beings, angels. We see angels in both the Old and New Testament. I was thinking, especially in the life of Jesus, we see the angels tending to him after his temptation in the desert. The angels rolled back the stone from the tomb on the day of the resurrection. And of course, the angels give the message of the resurrection to the women who were first to the tomb. Pretty much all we know about angels we find in Scripture, and the angels Michael, Gabriel and Raphael all have scriptural references. So I thought we'd just have a quick look at them now. So I thought we'd start by looking at the Archangel Michael. He's the most popular, one of the most popular, I think. Michael's always depicted carrying a sword and doing battle with the devil. Michael, the word Michael, means who is like God. And it's kind of like that question, the question that he would ask Lucifer, who is like God? Only God is God. God is to be obeyed. We can't be like God. And so we see that battle between Michael and Lucifer. There's some good passages about Michael in the book of Revelation. Revelation 12 verses 7 to 9 says, "Now war arose in heaven, Michael and his angels fighting against the dragon. And the dragon and his angels fought back, but he was defeated, and there was no longer any place for them in heaven." You can see the fall of the angels. "And the great dragon was thrown down, that ancient serpent who is called the devil and Satan, the deceiver of the whole world. He was thrown down to the earth, and his angels were thrown down with him. Oh dear, thrown down to the earth, watch out. Michael's also in the Old Testament. In the book of Daniel 12:1 it says, "At that time shall arise Michael, the great prince, who hath charge of your people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never has been seen since there was a nation. But at that time your people shall be delivered, everyone whose name shall be found written in the book." There's also that great prayer, that prayer of St. Michael's. And it says, "St. Michael the Archangel, defend us in this day of battle. Be our safeguard against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray. And do thou, Prince of the heavenly host, by the power of God, thrust down into hell Satan and all evil spirits who wander through the world for the ruin of souls." Must admit it's not one of my favourite prayers, but I like the sentiment. I think it could be worded a bit better. Then of course we've got the Archangel Gabriel, the messenger, who came from God to give Mary the message that she will be the one to bear God's son. You know that hymn, "The angel Gabriel from heaven came, his wings as drifted snow, his eyes of flame." It's quite a scary image, really. But I've seen this. There's a lovely picture. I'll try and put it up here. It's a picture of the Annunciation, and it portrays Gabriel as just a shaft of light. It's a really moving, powerful picture. You know, it speaks of how the angels go beyond our comprehension. You know, how they go beyond what we see, what we can experience most of the time. But it's a great picture. It's a great picture to meditate upon. In Luke 1:19, speaking to John the Baptist's dad, the angel Gabriel said, "I am Gabriel, I stand in the presence of God, and I have been sent to speak to you and to bring you the good news." It's a great line. It's a great line to meditate on, that one. "I am Gabriel, I stand in the presence of God, and I have been sent to speak to you and to bring you this good news." I'm Gabriel, I stand in the presence of God. It's a great thought. These angels, these messengers, stand constantly in the presence of God. Gabriel's also in the Old Testament, in the book of Daniel, and he speaks about his presence. It says, Daniel 8:17 says, "As Gabriel approached the place where I was standing, I became so terrified that I fell with my face to the ground." I became so terrified I fell with my face to the ground. What awesome experience that would have been, you know, the awe of the angels. The final archangel is the Archangel Raphael, one of the archangels I don't really know that much about. Raphael means God has healed, and Raphael's the patron saint of travellers, nurses, medics, doctors, physicians, and the blind. And that goes back to his part in Scripture. He was in the book of Tobit. And we'll have a quick look at that now. So the Archangel Raphael appears in the Old Testament in the book of Tobit. He's Tobit's son Tobias's companion, and he heals Tobit's blindness by telling Tobias to rub the gall of a fish into Tobit's eyes. And that's where we get the saying, "the scales fell from his eyes," from. The scales fell from Tobit's eyes, and he could see the light again. In chapter 12, verse 15, it says, when Raphael introduces himself, he says, "I am Raphael, one of the 7 angels who stand ready and enter before the glory of the Lord." The Archangel Raphael doesn't appear by name in the New Testament, but there's something quite strange. If you look at the Gospel of John, chapter 5, verse 4 seems to be missing. It goes right from verse 3 to verse 5. That particular passage is when Jesus cures the lame man at the pool of Bethsaida. It says the man can't get into the pool because when the waters are troubled, when the waters are disturbed, people crowd in and he's got nobody to put him in the pool. And that comes back to the missing verse, verse 4. Apparently, when the waters in the pool are disturbed, it's because an angel comes down and disturbs the waters, and then the next sick person to get into the water is cured. And traditionally, that angel, the angel that comes down and disturbs the waters, is the angel Raphael. Well, I hope you found that interesting. I found it quite a journey looking at the archangels and the angels myself. It's not something I've ever really studied before, so it was interesting to find out what they are and where they are in Scripture. In a few days' time, we celebrate that feast of our own guardian angels, and I find it quite comforting that we have this host of heavenly beings, the angels, to intercede for us in the same way that the saints can intercede for us. So I hope you have a great feast day, and I look forward to seeing you soon. God bless you all. Bye-bye.